All right, I don't do this enough. I'm doing way more of it. Okay, I am tired of not doing this. I'm doing way more of this. I'm going to be talking to Patreon and YouTube members, asking you guys questions, anything that you want to discuss. And I have one right here from Alan Chase that asked a pretty interesting question.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, so big shout out to Alan Chase here, who asked me about Wembanyama. Now, if you guys want to support the channel and you also want your questions answered directly, please just become a Patreon YouTube member, man. Link in the description if you want to support that way. If you want to support a different way and you want some merch, go to clanthemerchfan.com. Link in the description for that as well. So anyways, boom. All right, Alan Chase, I'm looking at you. All right, this is what he had to say. He said, maybe an interesting thought exercise would be, are there any current players you would trade Big Vic, he mean Wembanyama, for straight up if we won the lottery? I was debating this with my brother, and the only one I would for sure is Giannis. All right, so that is definitely an interesting question. Now, you saying straight up, so I can't even do like, oh, are we trading like for a pick and a player? You just mean straight up, like we get the first overall pick and we trade off our first overall pick for a specific player. All right, so I just went, obviously, we all know Victor Wembanyama is going to be a superstar in the NBA, right? At least that's what we assume. And he's the best thing since LeBron. So I just went at, all right, I want to see all the top 20 players in the NBA and go from there. So let's start all the way down to 20 and see if there's anyone that pops up that you would trade him for. All right, so we got Paul George here. No, I wouldn't. There's no way. I mean, literally, if you go down just a few spots in the draft, you can get Brandon Miller, who is basically a clone of Paul George. He's a Paul George Beal. So no, getting Paul George makes no sense. So no there. Let's see. Bradley Beal, no. Damian Lillard. I love Dame, but no. He's too old. Because that's another thing, too. Victor Wembanyama is like a child. All right. So, yeah. Donovan Mitchell, ooh, that's a good one, but you got to give me way more. No. Anthony Davis, no. And for obvious reasons, right? Age, hurt all the time. Talent-wise alone, would it be a fair like trade-off? I can't say it wouldn't be. I mean, I think Victor Wembanyama will be a better player eventually, but like, it's crazy for me to say that definitively. I mean, Anthony Davis is like the best you get, right? So like the best of the best right there. So no. But no, Trae Young, heck no. Okay, heck no. And that's just from defense and his attitude. So I'm not going with him. Karl-Anthony Towns, I'm not the biggest fan of Karl-Anthony Towns like some people are. I think that he will fit really well with like the Golden State Warriors. Funny enough, they got Draymond Green on him. But yeah, I don't know. James Harden, nope. And that's due to more so age and I don't know. He's so inconsistent when it comes to playoffs sometimes. Jimmy Butler. Okay, I love me some Jimmy Butler. We know how ridiculously ridiculous he is. I don't even know. He's very clutch. When people talk about like Kobe mentality, they don't bring up Jimmy Butler very often. And he's kind of like one of the last of that breed, right? Like we got Steph Curry, Jimmy, LeBron, maybe kind of. I mean, I would even say Giannis to an extent. But yeah, we don't get too much of that. But yeah, Jimmy Butler is dope. But no, heck no. Devin Booker, no. I don't think I'd explain that. Ja Morant, I love me some Ja. That's a tough one because Ja is still fairly young. I would consider Ja Morant a superstar in the NBA. I'm fitting in with the San Antonio Spurs as of right now. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, I don't think we have enough shooting power. We're not even built for Ja Morant at all. That's another thing. If you're going to trade him for a star player right now, I want us to at least be in the, kind of in the ballpark of, being able to build around that player. And I don't necessarily think that we have the assets to build around Ja Morant right now. And that would take a little time. So this just doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's see. Kawhi Leonard. No. He's injured too often. LeBron, no, due to age and the fact that LeBron James has been open. And first off, LeBron James is untradeable. Like, you can't trade for LeBron. But also, yeah, LeBron already said that he wants to go to the team that trade or gets Bronny, so that doesn't make a lot of sense. Luka. Okay, Luka is a tough one, okay? I know a lot of Spurs fans aren't crazy about Luka Doncic. If you got him, that's a surefire superstar. That's a surefire guy that can get you pretty far in the postseason. As far as, are we built for Luka? Well, Luka right now, he needs some defenders. We definitely got that. He needs a pretty decent big man. Does he really have that? I mean, I love me some Jeremy Sohan, but he's more of kind of a versatile big. I can't even say he's a surefire, like, center, surefire power forward. He's all over the place sometimes. I don't know there. I feel like Luka isn't a bad one. And I feel like it wouldn't take too much to start to build around Luka. But even Luka as his archetype is kind of a hard guy to build around because he's very similar to LeBron in that he can do so many different things. So it's like, where do you put him? Do you put him at point guard? But you could very well like move Jeremy Sohan up to point and let Luka just be the scorer. I don't know. That's a tough one, but I'm going to go with no. That's a tough one though. Tatum, that's another tough one because of his age. And obviously like he's already been to the finals, might win a championship this year. But I don't know. I still kind of want to go with Wemby. I don't want to trade straight up for Tatum there. Joel Embiid, I know he's MVP. I'm going to go with no. That's a good one, though. That's actually a tough one, but I'm going to go with no. Because this is what it's coming down to at this point. It's like, all right, who's better, Joel Embiid or Victor Wembanyama? Right now, obviously, Joel Embiid, he's an established player. But, like, even if Victor Wembanyama were to get to Joel Embiid's talent level, as far as his productivity and everything, he's much younger. So it's like, I'm going to go with the younger guy regardless, right? So yeah, not Joel Embiid. Nikola Jokic. This is my soft spot. I absolutely love Nikola Jokic. Also, how old is Nikola Jokic? I actually don't know that. This is my soft spot. He's 28 years old. It's the age. It's the age for me. I mean, he is so doggone good. And he's the type of player that basically fits with every team. I mean, he makes everyone so good. Oh, man. Nikola Jokic. I don't know how many years we got with him. I'm going to have to go with no. He's in his prime, though. Steph Curry. Oh, that's a tough. Oh, gosh. I gotta say no only because of the age, man. That's the only reason. I swear, if Steph Curry was just like 4 years younger, 5 years younger, I would go with Steph. I would not mind making that trade. Because you see, Steph Curry, he's 35. I have to go further than 6 years. I have to go 8 years. I thought he was like 33. Oh, man. I know it sounds crazy, but I just gotta go with Vic and due to the age. If you frame your question like both of them are the same age, who would I go with? As far like I know what Steph Curry's gonna become. Like I would have went with Steph. Like we're talking maybe, I mean people get mad at this, but maybe a top 5, top 10 player. I mean maybe possibly the greatest point guard of all time, and if not behind Magic, I don't know, man. That's tough. Kevin Durant, and that's another example. I wouldn't go with Kevin Durant though. Anyways, because I feel like Victor Wembanyama is going to be a Kevin Durant, but maybe even better. I know that's crazy. I know. Giannis, and that I think that that's the guy you said. Yeah, I mean I love Giannis. It just comes down to the age. So I don't think I would do it with like anybody. But if we're talking like, because he's 28 years old, like if we're talking like. Let's just take like 7 years off of any of these players, right? I probably would do it for Giannis. I would do it for Steph. I would do it for Jokic. I don't know about Luka. I think those are it. Yeah, I think those are it. I would do it for Giannis, Steph, and Luka. I mean, not Luka. Jokic. Yeah, those would be mine. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Would there be any player that you trade straight up for Victor Wembanyama? Good question by Alan Chase. And once again, if you guys want to support the channel, become a Patreon member or a YouTube member, link in the description. Good question. But anyways, I'll give it to you guys later. Till next time, bye.